bully. Just kidding. This is actually my first time playing this game, so as someone brand new to the bully lore, I'm gonna do my best to tell the entire story right now. There will be some stuff left out, but that's just how it is. With that being said, let's begin.
Jimmy, please say something.
I'm Jimmy Hopkins. My stupid mom got married to an old rich guy, so while they're off on a year-long honeymoon, I'll be sent to Bullworth boarding school. Maybe this will be the only school I won't get expelled from.
I can't believe this.
Welcome to Bullworth Academy.
Regardless, this lady here tells me to meet with Headmaster Crabblesnitch to get things started off on the right foot. As I make my way to the office, I get a little glimpse into what kind of school this is.
So, you must be Hopkins. You've done a lot of naughty things, haven't you?
And to make a long speech short, the headmaster pretty much says I'm the worst student he's ever met, but thinks I can become a functioning member of society.
I've got a good feeling about you, boy.
No, I don't think so, mister. I'm taking over the school.
Where's your uniform, young Hopkins?
I should head over to the dorms to change into uniform, and also meet some scum I can become friends with. And right off rip, there's bullies in the area, looking to cause mass hysteria. So I tell them, I'll bury ya. That's when their big leader Russell charges at me from the top deck. Luckily, Mr. Hattrick is there to
Break it up! Go change immediately!
So I head inside to change into uniform, and that's when I meet Gary Smith.
Hey, you're the new kid. Give me a break, loser. You just arrived at the toughest school in the country, and I'm offering to be your friend.
He keeps insisting on being my friend, but something about his demeanor creeps me out. On the other hand, there's this timid guy, Pete,
I'm Pete Kowalski.
who seems to be Gary's little punching bag.
I see you've met the dorm's mascot.
Why don't you leave me alone, Gary?
I don't know who to trust yet, but on the bright side, Gary's kind enough to give me a detailed tour of the school.
Let me show you around.
Maybe I should go.
He teaches me how to hack into the mainframes, how to hide from the prefects, aka school cops, and also how to win the hearts of the ladies.
Thanks! Wanna make out?
She just had that inviting look in her eye. That's an early win for old Jimmy, but it's time to get serious. Over at the cafeteria, we learn about the school factions.
Okay, here's the deal. Over there, we got the nerds.
The nerds, social outcasts but very sneaky. I'd personally play games with them. The preps, inbred rich kids who believe in first cousin marriage. The jocks, big dumb guys who play sports. And finally the greasers, the tough guys who look tough. Comparison, Fallout 3 Tunnel Snakes or New Vegas Kings. Comment down below if you want to see me cover one of those games. I'm scared to, but I'll do it. But hold that thought. It's time to do what we signed up for.
You're here to learn.
So I go to Chemistry 1, where I'm supplied with methylamine and instructed to use reductive amination of phenylacetone to yield methamphetamine. JK, I made firecrackers. Going to these classes aren't mandatory, but you do risk getting caught for truancy, aka skipping class. Although you do get some cool gear and stat upgrades by completing them. I personally prefer gym class, because you can play dodgeball, and also beat students up on command.
Yeah!
In the beginning, I was going to class, but then I got more immersed into the story, so I just stopped. Speaking of the story, let's continue it. My forehead is sweating.
You seem to be making yourself quite comfortable here, my boy.
After Crabblesnitch gives me a stern talking to about my aggressive tendencies, Davis the bully appears to punish me for being a teacher's pet.
This is what we do to teachers' pets around here. You better not.
Him and his slingshot have some explaining to do, and as I chase him into the auto shop territory, I realized it was a setup. This whole time, he got me to believe that it was David had his henchmen waiting for my arrival. They thought they could stop me, but unfortunately for them, I'll never stop coming. Once they've been dealt with, I enter boss territory. Davis may have the high ground, but I was bricked up. Don't flip your lid, I said as I hit him with a lid. And then I fucking shot him. Ooh, nice, a slingshot. I should go show it to my good pals Gary and Pete.
I was just telling Petey here about my idea to take over the school.
Gary's currently plotting a master plan to take over the school.
What?
What the?
And also starting some internal division between Pete and I.
What'd you say about me? Whoa, nothing, no. Gary's taking everything out of context, man.
Something about him gives me a bad feeling, but I'll put it off to the side. For now, Gary wants to see how good I am with my new slingshot that he heard I just got.
I hear everything.
Why would he know that? This whole time, I didn't think he knew I had the slingshot. I'm not sure, but I am sure of how much of a deadeye I was with my slingshot. From breaking bus windows to hitting jocks with rocks, one could say there's a new sheriff in town. and this sheriff needs to take a break from Gary to get acquainted with some other students. So I head to the library, aka the nerds territory, to meet Algie,
So, you're the new kid, huh?
who needs to return some books but is too scared to go to his locker alone.
You need me to help you?
Yes.
Let's go, buddy.
So I take him on a journey of protection, beating the incoming bullies like drums at a tribal gathering. When out of nowhere, Algie's bladder is compromised. Once I help him pee, we get to his locker and he thanks me for being such a helpful guy. It says he wasn't expecting such kindness because I'm friends with that sociopath Gary. Sociopath? I'm intrigued to explore that data further. So I go back to the dorms, where Gary is being very ominous and rude.
Look out. Here comes Jimmy.
I'm like, chill Gary, you're boring.
Boring?
Eager to prove me wrong, he says, let's go out and torment someone really helpless and unfortunate, like the old homeless man behind the bus.
Where is this dirty old perv?
Get out of here, you little scum!
He threatens to kill us, so Gary and Pete head out, but I'm tough.
Kill me!
So I stand up to him and he's like,
You know what, kid? I like your style.
and makes me a deal. If I deliver him transistor parts for his radio, he'll teach me classified army moves. These lessons were crucial to my combat success. Some heavy uppercuts, heavy kicks, the wild 5-punch combo, and leg sweeps, making me ever more dangerous. Let's continue.
Stop, Gary.
Rendezvousing with Gary back at the dorms, my new friend Algie shows up needing more help.
Peace Stain. Good to see you.
His friend Bucky went to the auto shop for parts, but the bullies got to him first. Gary says I should use this as an opportunity to stomp the bullies and further our plan to take over the school. So I mosey on over to the auto shop, and like a licensed contractor hired for a job, I had to bring the lumber. Bucky was able to safely get the parts he needed, and thanks me with a new skateboard. I also helped Beatrice get her notes back from this stinky cheerleader. I am the captain now, followed by helping Ernest to run for class president, in spite of the jocks' election interference.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
I'm now very much in the nerds' good graces, which means so far so good here at Bulworth, and with Halloween right around the corner, we should really make the holiday count.
Hey, what's going on?
Gary's dressed like a Nazi general, and I'm a dead body. I don't know if that's offensive or not, but I'll show you what is offensive.
What do you have in mind?
Come on.
Playing dirty little pranks on innocent students, hitting them with eggs, stink bombs, and itch powder, otherwise known as the chlamydia simulator, and one mustn't forget the old flaming bag of poop trick. Now this whole operation got Gary fired up, saying he has a breakthrough idea to finally take over the school.
We are gonna take over this school.
I'm not trying to get into any more trouble, but this silver-tongued devil convinced me to come along with him.
I should have stopped taking those pills ages ago.
Whatever you say, Gary.
So we travel down into the underbelly of the school, traversing our way through various passageways that had me wondering, what was the end game here? Are we going to be planting a bomb? No, it's even worse.
This is where I stand up to you, my friend.
What are you talking about?
Gary set me up, said this is what I get for talking trash behind his back, and that his big plan no longer involves me.
You wanna run this school? I wanna run this school.
Now trapped in the sewer pit, Gary sends in Big Russell to kill me, telling him that I said his mom is sexually involved with farm animals. Gary's lies are getting out of hand, but that's not important right now. I must fight.
You happy now, jerk?
Ecstatic. I love to watch two morons beat the crap out of each other.
I can't believe Gary would do this. I thought we were friends.
You're just a liability.
On the bright side, Pete still has my back, and I've gained the respect of the biggest bully in Bulworth.
So I want you to leave me and him alone.
Sorry. Bad Russell.
I could be forgiven for thinking my troubles at Bulworth were over, but this place is a rotten onion. Peel off one stinking layer, and there's another even smellier one beneath.
We start the next chapter with Headmaster Crabblesnitch telling me to stop talking trash about him.
I never said that.
This is false information. Gary must have lied again. Or was it this preppy kid who really liked how I beat up Russell and invites me to his boxing gym?
Why don't you come down by our gym in old Bulworth Vale?
So I make my way into the town, doing front and backside 360s like nobody's business. And upon arrival, I run into a problem. The preps won't associate with me unless I upgrade my drip at the drip upgrade facilities. A fresh new cut with the aquaberry sweater got me feeling dangerous.
Look, there he is!
Dangerous enough to agree on a revenge mission on that heathen Mr. Hat-Trick.
We're going to egg that old codger's house.
Cool.
You see, we don't like how he treated Mr. Galloway about his in-school drinking problems.
What kind of monster drinks in front of children?
I happened to help him get rid of his bottles earlier today. So to Mr. Hat-Trick's house, we're gonna be doing some edging, some egging. But when I get there, things don't go as planned.
Is it true you said I was inbred?
No.
You see, Gary told Tad that I said he was inbred, and even though it's true, I never said that.
You're not gonna take that kind of crap from this scumbag, are you?
Now Gary has everyone attacking me, so I gotta get greasy. And once I've acquired the key off Tad's limp body, I'm able to escape to safety. And with an entire new faction against me now, hopefully my old pal Pete still thinks I'm cool.
What's wrong?
Well, for one moment I had friends.
He's feeling more alone than ever, due to Gary ditching him and me being a psychopath. So I ask where everyone else is at, and he says, a bike race at the beach. That sounds like something we have to partake in.
Come on.
It's time to show these preps who the real wheeling and dealing, bike stealing, banana peeling guy is.
Go!
I was burning these fools like incense at a store that sells rocks and gems and other mystical items.
Oh, here's the kid who won the race.
Hey.
You came for your trophy, huh?
Yep.
I can't wait to see the looks on their faces when they see my shiny new trophy.
Here, let me see.
Oh no, they've stolen it. I must track them down and destroy them. Luckily, Greaser Ricky was kind enough to help me out in my time of need. That'll show those rich inbreds who's boss. But I think we should take it even further by bringing the eggs to Tad's house. The task won't be easy, so I'm gonna need some muscle from our new friend Russell.
Come on, Russell. We've got a house call to make.
So the big fella leads me to our destination. And even though I'm not one for charity, these eggs are on the house.
Who threw that egg?
Then Tad's like, hey, this isn't funny, Jimmy. So I'm like, settle down, man. It was a practical yoke. I'm steady losing preppy respect, but that doesn't matter. They must be destroyed. So I then consult with my associate Pete on what to do next.
So how do I do it, Pete?
He says I need to embarrass them publicly by boxing their toughest guy, Biff Taylor. If I can knock him out in front of his cult, I'll then become the big boss man.
You and me, the noble art of boxing. May the best man win.
The best man always wins. Me.
Fight!
And this Biff guy was a real shifty fella, bobbing and weaving like a crafty buoy, but he still couldn't outlast my flurry of power shots.
Finish him!
Who's the baddest? Me! Who's the toughest? Me!
You heard that right, losers. I'm the big boss man now.
I killed the best! I will beat the rest!
Well, not yet. The preps are being some sore losers, so it's time for an all-out brawl. One by one, I began dismantling the rich, gnawing at the ankles of big business. Darby thought he could hide behind the bar. Little did he know I was the strongest drink in the saloon. A few swings later, and now I'm officially the big boss.
Who's the boss now, my waspy little friend? You are! Ah, that's right!
I came and I conquered the rich losers. That's another win for Jive and Jimmy.
We interrupt this program to bring you
Gamersupps. Clean and delicious energy. Now that's something I can get behind. You can trust me, I'm wearing a tie. I've personally been sipping on titty milk. It's an elegant blue raspberry flavor, straight from the teat. And we can't forget about the limited edition waifu cups, featuring big-breasted women on the cover. Most importantly, use code EvanH2 at checkout for 10% off your order. It really helps support me and this big orange fella right here. Now back to the video. With the trust fund babies out of the way, it's time to turn my attention to their sworn enemies, the Greasers.
Hey! What's this throwback want?
And speaking of the Greasers, one of their boys roll in, telling me their leader, Johnny Vincent, needs my help. What the hell is a Johnny Vincent?
He's head of the Greaser Clique. Get friendly with him and he can help you get to Gary.
I should head downtown to Greaser territory and see what that's all about.
So you came?
Yep.
I bet you think I'm funny, don't you?
What are you talking about?
Johnny says his slut girlfriend Lola is sleeping around with that rich kid Gord.
How do you know?
Will you find out for me?
So I'm tasked with taking candid photos of her in the act of adultery. And what do you know? She's out here in broad daylight making a fool of old Johnny.
Oh, thank you.
Hold it!
Lola's a bit of a slut, it seems.
I knew it! I just knew it! What's this Gord kid got that I ain't got?
Nothing?
This new evidence gives Johnny a brilliant plan for revenge. While he awaits at the abandoned building behind New Coventry, I'll lure Gord and the rich kids to him for a good old-fashioned beatdown.
Well, hello, Gord. Seems like you've been messing where you ought not. Now you pay!
It was an all-out brawl in the Tony Hawk's Underground 2 training park, breaking down their bikes like I was a heroin addict looking to sell parts for the quick come-up.
Hey.
Get over here! Fatality.
I'm now getting in good with the greasers. But this reputation only lasts 0 seconds, because I go right back to the preps to do the opposite. I am their leader after all, and I must show my leadership correctly.
Those grease monkeys are making life very difficult for Gord.
So what do you want me to do?
Send them a message all over their dirty little slum.
Somebody is gonna get their freaking lights knocked out!
Now I lost all the rep with the greasers, and got some back with the preps. Bad trade-off, but I had to do it, and I'll continue to do it. Because this whole love triangle goes even further.
Amigo!
At the library, Ernest tells me that Algie's in big trouble for also messing with Lola.
Algie and Lola?
This is very hard to believe, but for now, I'll believe it.
Where is he?
We don't actually know where Algie is, but Cornelius does, and he's in a bit of a pickle with the greasers. They're looking for the same information that I'm trying to get, so we grease it up local diner style, beating the enemy like eggs on the griddle. And I'm told Algie's hiding down in New Coventry. Let's go save him. And it turns out he actually was messing with Lola.
Look at you both.
But I thought she liked me!
But that's not important right now. We've been compromised. The greasers are on our tail like a photo of a donkey at a birthday party. And at this birthday party, they weren't very happy with our presence. And to make a long story short, we safely deliver Algie back to his clan, and I'm steady rising in the nerd ranks.
Perhaps you could come over to the observatory and play a game or two of Grottos and Gremlins with us sometime.
No.
As for the greasers, that's a pitfall I'll continue to fall down.
Hey, Jimmy.
Cause I go right back to Johnny and Lola, who are still having a lover's quarrel. So she decides we should race for her love.
Ain't no one fast like me.
Really?
But I gotta be careful, cause nobody's faster than Johnny Vincent. That is soon proven to be false by me, the big boss Jimmy, who won the heart of Lola. What a prize.
You smeared my lipstick, you
But you know what that means. Lola's on the greaser's bad side now, and needs me to retrieve all of her belongings from the tenements, aka their hideout.
Maybe you could get them back for me?
I gotta be careful though. This is the Hive after all, so this place is bound to be buzzing. Hopefully I don't get hit with a piece of Woody. Toy Story joke. And after grabbing her bag of laundry, the big boss Norton appears with a heavy two-handed melee weapon. He's immune to stagger, but like a new set of 16-inch rims, he can get tired. So I had to switch up the strategy. Hit him with a quick 1, 2, 3, run in a circle, and repeat. And that's another big win for Jig and Jimmy. Lola thanks me with a kiss, and things get even worse.
What's your problem now?
If you really cared about me, you'd fight for me.
She says there's going to be a big rumble in the name of her love. Preps versus the greasers. But what about us? We're meant to be together, so I'm getting there first. Time to bury the greasers once and for all.
Hey.
I'm the daddy now!
You're done, kid. Finished!
But uh-oh, we've got company. The cops chase Johnny and I down the wintry back roads, and we end up in the final boss zone. It's Johnny Vincent's last stand. He's on a two-wheeled mechanical vehicle with goons shooting me from the perimeter. But I got Pete, and after taking out the surrounding enemies, Pete takes control of the super magnet to get Johnny on his feet, leaving the rest to me to finish the job. I've done it. I am the king of the greasers now. Take that, Johnny Vincent.
You work for me now.
Oh, man.
Are you Johnny Vincent? With the preps and greasers now under my control, the next target will have to be the big dumb jocks. Although during this process, we can't forget about
Gary. Ow!
Now maybe next time you'll watch where you're going.
I should consult with my friend Algie on the matter.
Hey, Algie, I need some help.
But he's being very disrespectful.
We're a bit
above helping people like you.
So Pete hatches a brilliant plan. If I can get the nerd leader Ernest on my side, the jocks won't stand a chance.
You might be onto something.
So my plan was to break into their observatory stronghold and just start beating the hell out of all of them. The nerds may be weak in stature, but their technology is on steroids. The mounted potato launcher might be the toughest thing to fight in the whole game, until I realized I could hide behind this rock and disable it in one shot. So after breaking open the stronghold doors with said launcher, I go up against the final boss, Ernest.
Welcome to hell, Jimmy Hopkins!
But to make a short story even shorter, I beat him and say,
We're friends. We work together.
and I end up with plus 50 nerd respect. It's a worthwhile payoff. Now my new amigos set me on a noble quest.
Yo, Jimmy, I'm over here.
What's my quest?
You see, our clan set up shop at the funhouse. This is important because that's where the jocks are going tonight, giving us the perfect opportunity to strike. The plan must have something to do with this horribly unsafe death trap of an attraction. With that out of the way, it's time to escape. First through the mystical maze, then into the magical mine, where I must disable the miners. Some conspiracies would call that a vaccine, but all I have are these control panels manned by the dumb jocks. Nice, mission complete, but I still have more to do.
Hopkins, good to see you. Make it quick, Ernest.
Back at the stronghold, Ernest fills me in on our second operation. I need to get some inappropriate photos of someone the jocks care about.
You want me to get incriminating pictures of the head cheerleader just for your plan?
The target, Mandy the cheerleader. I was like a predatory Santa, delivering an invasion of privacy into her stocking, cause this wasn't cool. Ernest will love this. But the jocks, not so much.
The jocks are coming to kill us!
They've had enough of our little tricks, so they're storming the stronghold as we speak. Armed with potato guns, the infantry and I head into battle, holding the line like we just caught a prized bass. Then absolutely mashing them with a potato turret, delivering them complex carbs expeditiously. The nerds and I are rising like dough, and the oven is barely even turned on.
Hey, Jimmy. I've had a brilliant idea.
Ernest now has the ultimate endgame plot to destroy the jocks for good.
What's the plan?
To get the ball rolling, I'll have to get my hands on the school mascot uniform. To do this, I just head to the field and start shooting him with a slingshot.
Pirate scum!
I can now lure him into the pool building alone, while the nerds take care of the remaining stragglers. Inside, we get to partake in an empty pool cage match with the mascot. Needless to say, I took him down like my pants at a routine doctor checkup. It's time to commence Operation Trojan Cow.
Operation Trojan Cow is ready to proceed.
Operation Trojan Cow.
It's my master plan.
And like cracking open a fresh box of cereal, it's crunch time. The plan was simple. Rendezvous with the nerd agents to complete various pranks on the football team's big game.
The bomb has been planted.
That was the final straw for the jocks, so we begin the final battle for public humiliation.
You're dead, Hopkins!
Yeah, dead, Hopkins.
Why don't you stop repeating everything he says and get on with it?
The QB is throwing some weak-ass passes at me, while I return the favor by showcasing the greatest arm in the country. These throws are worthy of an NFL first overall pick. Look at this one. It's uncanny. I then deliver the final blow by sacking Ted straight in the dirt.
That's right, losers! I'm king of the school!
Oh, you beat them all in front of everybody!
Thanks for your help, Petey.
I'm the king of the school, baby. Nobody can stop me.
So here I am, suddenly the king of the school. I never meant for things to turn out this way, but now I guess I'm certainly going to live the good life.
With all the cliques getting along swimmingly, one could say I've saved the school.
I'm like, yo,
It's Jimmy!
Jimmy is so cool right now, oh my god.
Great, thank you for that sugar, darling.
But there's still that one looming question.
What about Gary?
Gary, forget about that twerp.
That is funny, Jimmy.
Anyways, back in the dorms, we're discussing my greatness when Pete comes in to warn me of something. But I brush him off because I'm cool.
Pete, enough!
Yeah, shut up, Pete.
The court must know their king.
That's when Darby suggests I should find a way to let the whole city know about my royalty. And I have the perfect idea. Pete tells me to watch out for Gary, but I ignore him and carry on. My grand plan is to tag the top of City Hall. That'll show everyone who the king is. The cops pull up to arrest me, but I juke them out and snap a pic of my masterpiece. And then head back to the school to celebrate. But things take a backside 180.
I did it! That's great. Listen, we've got a problem.
When Pete tells me in the short 2 hours I was gone, the whole school has gone to crap and everyone turned on me.
Gary must be behind it, but trust me, everyone wants a fight.
Says Gary is the one behind it. How is it even possible? I just lost every bit of respect from everyone, except the townies who I wasn't aware of until now. There's only one thing I can do about this. Make up for it. So I head out on a quest to fix whatever needs fixing. And it appears the gym is on fire. And for some reason, I'm to blame for it.
To think I trusted you!
It wasn't me!
Gary must have framed me. And this kid got hit with a frame. I don't know what's worse, these deadly flames or Gary's lies. Either way, they both need extinguished. I wonder who caused this mess. Oh, it's this townfolk looking guy. Did Gary hire him to help destroy my legacy? Not sure, but I should investigate further. Over at the library, the nerds are all up in arms about rats ruining their study sessions. Once again, I'm to blame for it, but I don't know why. So after taking out more rats than an angry mob boss, the librarian reveals some shocking news.
The rats appeared once those books were delivered.
These rats have been smuggled in from the outside. Who's behind this? I should head outside to the city and see if the greasers know anything.
What's going on?
Johnny's disappeared, gone crazy, abducted by aliens.
I bet it was you, Hopkins.
Well, it appears Johnny Vincent has been captured and taken to the insane asylum for unknown reasons. Lola blames me, but you know what? I'm gonna say it. I blame her. But it doesn't matter who's at fault here. All I know is I'm gonna bust him out. But doing this won't be easy. The orderlies are on high alert, and I have to get through the whole asylum unseen, or else I must restart from the outside. And that was very annoying. So this will require an incredible degree of stealth. This reminds me of saving Jane in Second Sight. Watch that video if you haven't. But once I got my hands on an employee uniform with a convenient Jimmy name tag, I extract Johnny from his cell and escape in style.
How'd you get in there to begin with?
Apparently some townies said they were messing around with Lola, which made Johnny lose his mind. What else are these townies behind? I should look around and become friends with one to learn more. And that's when I meet Zoe.
What are you looking at?
My name's Jimmy.
Zoe.
She was a dame, all right, with hair the color of red velvet. Said she was expelled from Bullworth because Mr. Burton is a dirty creep. I did go on a panty raid for him earlier in the game, so it checks out. She says we need to exact revenge on him and knows the perfect way. You see, Mr. Burton goes jogging every day and likes to use the porta potties in the park. If we can catch him in one on top of a hill, he'll be in for a wild ride.
This is awful!
Now that I have a friend on the inside, I should check with the preps for the final piece of evidence. And it appears they've had their entire trophy collection stolen by an unknown assailant.
It was you, creep!
They immediately blame me, but I know that's not true.
Well, if it wasn't you, then who was it? I bet it was those grease balls.
So they sent me to check with the greasers who are bound to be the culprits. Only thing about that is, they're not.
Did you guys steal the preppies' trophies? No way, man.
Vance says the townies are behind it, just like they were behind Johnny's incarceration. He says they hang at the warehouse down at the industrial park. If I can acquire some tangible evidence, my name will be cleared for good. So I creep in undetected, and just wait till you see what I find. I knew it. It's the townies, loading up rats into delivery crates to the school. What else are they behind? I should follow them to the dock party to find out. Oh my goodness, they're burning the preps' trophies. This must mean they're in cahoots with whoever's throwing dirt on my name. Probably Gary, but I can't make assumptions yet, even though I've been doing that this entire time. And the preps are no help to my cause. They don't even care about the photos I've just taken.
It was those townies. I've got a picture to prove it.
You are an idiot, Hopkins.
I've got a photograph.
Won't even look at them. My efforts are futile at this point. What else could go wrong? Well, after a great night of slumber, the headmaster calls my number, and that's when I learn I've been expelled.
Bullworth is not for you.
This place is a dump, and you're a big-nosed freak.
all because of an anonymous tipster.
A commendable pupil did feel the need to tell me you were responsible for this outrage.
Gary Smith!
Who's set to become the next head of the school, whatever that means.
Now get out!
Regardless, I'm screwed. But with Mother still on her honeymoon, I've luckily been awarded with borrowed time.
Hey, Jimmy. How you doing?
Terrible, everybody hates me.
And as I begin my walk of shame, Pete tells me to stop bitching and suggests we infiltrate the townies to prove Gary is the one behind this. This could be my ticket back to Bullworth, but it'll be a dangerous venture. I'm gonna need some backup from someone big who doesn't hate me yet.
Russell! Hey, Russell!
He was hot and ready like a Little Caesar's pizza, and I'm ready for some crazy bread. So we scoot our way to the townie hideout, cruising at speeds I couldn't even comprehend. And after busting the doors wide open, Russell distracts the incoming cops. Then Zoe rolls in like, what the hell are you doing? So I say, I gotta talk to that Edgar kid. He's the leader of the townies, but I don't recall where I learned that information. But that doesn't matter. She's willing to guide us to his hideout at the power plant. It's a lot of opening electric doors and tossing townies to the floors. Up until we reach the plant entrance, Zoe distracts the other townies while I ascend to the rooftops. And even at the highest point, I came to get down. Afterwards, I head inside and immediately see Edgar escaping to the ground floor. So I begin my perilous descent to reach the big boss man himself. And he's wielding a large pipe, ready to strike me down in the name of plumbing. Luckily, I remember my strategy when I fought the greaser with the big hammer. Sprint in circles to tire him out, then go in for the kill. As Edgar grovels on the ground, I threaten to lay pipe, but I learn he's not such a bad man after all, just angry at Bullworth for being too expensive for his family.
My parents couldn't afford to send me there, and now I'm stuck in this dump of a town.
And that Gary said they can make him all pay.
Gary? That backstabbing, two-faced sociopath put you up to this?
It's been Gary this whole time. I never would have expected this. He must pay for his crimes. But how?
You're gonna help me make him pay for his lies.
So I pay a visit to my girl Zoe, and she fills me in on some groundbreaking events.
What the hell are you doing here?
Looking for you, Zoe. I think I'm in love.
Don't be ridiculous. Haven't you heard?
The school is in complete mayhem. It's a civil war between every faction, and the authorities have lost control.
Oh man, I gotta go.
What about love?
It'll have to wait, Zoe. Duty calls.
This is my chance to fix things for good. Once again, I'll need all the backup I can get. Russell is currently hiding from the cops, so once I save him, I can then recruit Edgar and his boys to form a dream team of success.
We go in there with threats and bribes until we get what we want.
Russell!
The plan is simple. We roll in and just start beating everyone to submission. And each fight is a different level of difficulty. The nerds were easy work. They were like little punching bags. The jocks were pretty standard, the average difficulty. Johnny Vincent was a high HP tank. Took a while to bring him down for the second time.
Hey.
And the toughest fight was with Darby, who was incredibly hard to hit until I settled down and locked in, really focusing on my boxing skills.
Fatality.
I then meet Edgar inside after he took down the bullies, and I tell him to go calm everyone down while I take care of Gary.
Gary, you little bitch!
Let the games begin!
Who took to the outdoor scaffolding for a villainous monologue.
I tricked everyone! You did all my dirty work for me, Hopkins. You're like a puppet, only dumber!
He can't keep getting away with this. I must destroy him. Luckily, he was nice enough not to throw anything at me in my most vulnerable positions. It's almost as if he wants me to catch him. And that's exactly what happens.
Why'd you do it, Gary?
Because I can!
He then says he did all of this because he can, and that he tied the headmaster to a chair so he could turn the school into a battleground. What exactly is his end goal here? There's literally no happy ending after that.
You're such a loser!
Well, at least my mom doesn't make her living on her back!
But there actually is, for me.
Whoa!
Level by level, I beat him down, pretty much giving no resistance to every punch I throw. I'm sending you to the principal's office, I said, as we fell into the principal's office.
Smith! I heard the whole thing! You're expelled!
I heard the whole thing, said Crabblesnitch as if he didn't already see Gary tie him to a chair.
I think I may have judged you too unfairly, boy.
He then thanks me for my courageous efforts, promises to reinstate me to the school, gives Zoe a second chance at education, and promotes my friend Pete to head of the school. I've won. What a great story. I've been recording for 2.5 hours. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. If you enjoyed it, why don't you drop a like down below, maybe even a comment. Those will help me out very much. Or better yet, check out one of these 2 videos I have right here. Both in school. They're probably Harry Potter. And very importantly, I want to give a huge thank you to my wonderful, beautiful patrons that are scrolling up somewhere behind me. But yeah, like always, I appreciate you guys so much. And that's about it for me. I'll see you in the next one.